The Emmy-winning filmmaker Andrew Jarecki, you know his documentary, The Jinx, the life and death of Robert Durst, and now Jarecki's back with a new documentary called The Alabama Solution. Welcome back. It's great to see you again. I saw the movie thanks to you, and it is harrowing. It brings people into a world that is most Americans would never see. Explain what they're going to see here.
Well, what's unique, I think, about this film is that it takes you inside one of the deadliest prison systems in the world, really, which is the Alabama State Prison System. I was always curious about this system, and we got a chance to volunteer there. And when we were there, we recognized, because we were talking to the men who are incarcerated there, that there were areas of the prison we were not allowed to see, that there were many things happening, that our visit was sort of curated. And so we made an effort to understand who was inside, and it turned out that there were very strong leaders inside who had been running a nonviolent effort to try to improve things.
And filming it, that's what's so incredible.
And filming it with contraband cell phones. Really extraordinary. I mean, most Americans think, how do people have cell phones in prison? The answer is, they're sold to them by the guards. You know, I was talking to one of the prisoners and I said to him, where do the drugs come in? Where do the cell phones come in from? And he looked at me sort of incredulous and he said, you know, we don't leave, right? They're coming in from the guards are bringing them in. And I've spoken to many prison guards who said, listen, I make $38,000 a year at this job, but I can make $70,000 if I'm also selling drugs and I'm also selling cell phones.
Contraband.
The flip side is that we've had the ability to have access to these prisons for the first time. There's no other time I've ever seen where you're talking to people who are currently not just incarcerated, but some of them are in solitary confinement while they're talking to the audience.
I've never seen anything like it. Let's give everybody a look.
Melvin?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Police in here.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, they're gone now.
Would a regular phone call be better?
No, because it does not allow us to just be ourselves, you know.
So many shocking moments in that film. What shocked you the most?
I mean, I think some of the most obvious things are just the fact that these prisons have become kind of a murder factory. You know, that the guards are involved in killing inmates in the prison, that there is a remarkable level of brutality that I think the average American driving down the street, you see a little metal sign
An
that
arbitrary
says,
brutality.
It's arbitrary, but it's also, you know, it's often in these prisons, it's like a sort of mafia operation where a guard will come in, even a well-meaning guard, and will get a call a couple days later from another guard saying, you know, you understand how this works, right? You know, you're down with the system, right? We wouldn't have to have a problem with you. So it's the secrecy, I think, that Americans are not really allowed to see what's going on in these prisons that we spend $80 billion a year of taxpayer money on. As Melvin Ray says in the film, how is it possible that a journalist can go into a war zone but can't go into a prison in the United States of America? It's also just, you know, disturbing to see the level of neglect and I think also the denial by the state. You know, the issue is not a partisan issue. You know, I think we sort of are all in agreement that public safety is extremely important. The question is whether this is the way to achieve it.
Here's what the Alabama Department of Corrections said. They said, we're aware of the film with footage acquired from inmate contraband cell phones. We cannot confirm or comment on the authenticity of any video footage obtained illegally. Your response?
I'm not surprised when the Trump DOJ issued their findings letter under Jeff Sessions. That was just incredibly disturbing, talking about the conditions inside the prison system. The response was, this is all anecdotal, it's not true, you didn't give us a chance to edit the report. And so I'm not surprised they would want to undermine the film, they would want to undermine the statements, but I think the presence of this cell phone footage makes it painfully obvious to the public that this is what's happening, and I think they're going to have to address it.
It is a powerful film. Thank you for coming in. The HBO original documentary, The Alabama Solution, airs Friday on HBO, will be available to stream on HBO Max.